thought I'd come on this morning and share a little bit of my personal insight and opinion about Lionsgate, because today is actually August 4th, and a story, because if you are going through a challenging time, especially if you're a couple in business, I want this story to hopefully give you some hope, because Lionsgate is a very powerful portal, whether you believe in this or not. And if you don't believe in this, that's fine. You may tune this off, but maybe you're kind of curious. So before I get started with my story, if you desire, take a journal and sit and think about what happened for the last 10 years at this time frame every year. And was it a time of challenge? Was it a time of some new revelation about yourself, some personal journey? Maybe, again, if you're a couple in business, maybe it's something with your business partner. Maybe it's something just in your life with your family. Maybe it's health. Maybe it is business related. Whatever. Was there a point where it was a pretty tough time? It was challenging. Like I always refer to the Tower card in the tarot, where it was like, oh no, this is not good. You might have tears, anger, frustration, whatever. And then you got out of it on the other side and it was positive. And all of that chaos worked in your favor. That is Lionsgate. That is Lionsgate. Something magical always happens on the tail end of destruction. It's just true. I think there's probably stories in the Bible about that. Like, it's just true, right? After a storm, there's a rainbow. Like, it's literally just true. So think about that. If you're someone right now struggling with this time of year, struggling with something in your life, and maybe you don't believe in Lionsgate, sit and think about this time of year. And I bet you can pretty much find some other years where this timing was pretty impactful. And you're like, whoa, that crazy blonde girl is right. So I view Lionsgate as that, as this opportunity for destruction, which may be extremely uncomfortable, bring tears, bring anger, bring frustration, bring just like not good stuff on the front end where you're like, what? But on the back end, there's always a rainbow. And for sure it's happening, for sure, 100%. But I'm actually really excited because it's actually something that I've been wanting for a long time. So when it's in alignment with your goals, let's say, that's a good thing. And for the most part, it always is. You just may not see it. You just may not see it, or you may not see it yet. So again, these are really powerful codes for you to like sit and think about. And think about a lion, right? It comes in with a roar. It's literally that. And a roar carries on, right? It has like an echo. It's not just like a bleep. It carries on. And then in the fall, what happens? The leaves fall off. And then what happens after that? New growth comes. Everything can go back to nature. It's so magical if you pay attention. If you follow me on Instagram, I do posts about nature mixed in with my posts that have pictures of me. Yay. I like to mix it up. So I have pictures of like my backyard. And are they all glamorous and fancy like some other big coaches out there? No, but I love them. So I'm happy. And yesterday I posted how this old cactus that my husband and I bought when we first moved to the Keys in October 2009, which was during the Lionsgate timeframe. We left Minneapolis in August after getting laid off at the same time. No jobs, no money, never been here, didn't know anyone, and we moved to the Florida Keys. Craziness, right? I don't know anyone that has a story like us. It's unparalleled. And we bought this cactus and we had it sitting on our table forever, and it became just too prickly, and I had to repot it a couple times, and it's really hard to repot a prickly cactus. So it kind of looks dilapidated. So it's just like in the back of our yard. Well, I noticed that it had two little teeny cactuses growing out this like side shoot that I thought was dead. Literally. That's new growth. That's new growth. That's new growth during this time frame. Pretty magical, right? So I look for magic everywhere, and I help my clients do the same. Like, I can help see magic in you, but I want you to see the magic in you. Own your greatness. Hi, it's the name of my channel. Welcome. So in that, the story I want to share, and this may be a longer video, so we'll just see how it plays out, is from when my husband and I were first starting our business, before we had the Good Karma, which is the name of our boat, which is its own magical story. And it was during this time in 2011, during Lionsgate, that the boat we had, which was originally a little Mako boat that we bought from some snowbirds for $9,000 cash. We had hardly any money. We bought this little boat so my husband could start to get his hours so he could get his captain's license, because you have to have hours. And yeah, it died. It died in August of 2011. I have been through some shit. I have been through shit. That's probably the lowest I've ever been, because I had this dream based on my husband's hobby and his gift to create this business. And the boat that was the vehicle to get this going died. We had no money to figure it out. No, we'd run out of options of like who could help us. We kept getting hooked up with horrible mechanics, and it was just this nightmare of trying to fix it. My husband didn't know much about boats. We had just moved to the Keys, and it was truly a nightmare. And it was a nightmare in terms of like, I now had someone else that I had to also feel like attached and responsible to. Because before, when I was single, if I lost my job, it was just me. I was like, whatever, I'll get a new job, right? I'd been laid off. I had been fired. Things happened. If something like happened in my life, it was just me. So now, as a business owner, I had another person. And another person who believed in my vision for us as a team. And when that crashed, that piece, that was one of the lowest lows of my life, for sure. I've lost my brother. I've lost my brother-in-law. I've lost one of my best friends. I had a crappy relationship that I wrote about in Life and Love Lessons that was completely bananas. All sorts of things have happened to me. But that, as a couple in business, that was fierce. That was fierce. I kept going. Resilience, leadership, leading myself. I didn't have anyone. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't even know what mentorship was. This was like before the internet. It's like 2011. It wasn't a thing. YouTube wasn't a thing. There was no online mentorship. There was no like online course I could tap into. There was no mentor I could tap into her energy and like get a second wind. I was like, I gotta figure this shit out. I gotta figure this shit out. I didn't have group community support. I was too embarrassed and ashamed to tell anybody. What is anyone gonna do? But I ended up telling someone, and they gave me an idea. And I ran with that, and it worked. I ran with that idea, and it worked. Magic. Who would have ever thought that person at that time, at that breakfast meeting, would give me an idea? And I went, oh, that could work. And that was before the idea was even a thing. Crazy. Timing, synchronicity, tower card happening. And then things line up. I surrendered in the process. I didn't give up. My nervous system did not give up. Don't get these things confused. Surrendering is a very minute conversation. It does not mean you give up. It does not mean you stop like taking action and watch Netflix all day. Netflix wants you to do that. Oh, Netflix, I have your number. But don't do that. You still have to keep going. It means you just kind of let go of resistance. Surrender is letting go of resistance in your field, in your underlying nervous system. It's a whole other thing. And I'm going to be doing a course on Frequency 101 and really explain this to people so they get it. So you get it and it clicks and you're like, oh, because no one explains this. No one. I love you all, coaches out there, but I've learned a lot about this and I'm ready to teach it. So it all worked out. In November, we got our boat, the Good Karma. How we got it, how we named it, its own magical story. If you know me, you know the story. Maybe I'll tell it another time, but it's not a Lionsgate thing. It's a Christmas thing, actually. And my husband got his captain's license around his birthday in December of 2011. And we started our business officially January 1st, 2012. So we have been in business a long time. Talk about resilience in a very challenging market, a bloody ocean, sport fishing capital of the world. Hi, let's just set up a business where there's tons of competition. How fun is that? Yay. Have to deal with weather, mechanical people. Oh, and you got to catch some fish too. Yes. How fun is this? This is lovely. Lovely. But I love my husband and he is extremely gifted and talented and I believe in him. And I know I'm really good too. Not at fishing, but other stuff. So if you are a couple in business and you have certain aspects of dreaming big, having a vision, you know not every day is sunshine and rainbows. Check out my post that I'm going to post later today on Instagram. I'm going to talk about that. My Instagram is Melinda_Van Fleet. I'm going to talk about that. You know you're smart. Maybe one of you is more alpha than the other. All of these aspects are aspects that I'm going to be sharing about and holding space for and conversations for. And gosh, I have so many things that I can do with this container in the Formidable. The Formidable Mastermind, which is for couples in business. And I just had this all come to me during Lionsgate. And I put together an application. It is application only. Application, because I want to make sure that the right people are in the container for the right reasons and is a good fit for everyone as a collective, So if you're interested, I would love for you to click on the link and check it out. If you got something from this video, please share it with somebody else and expand this knowledge. This is about expansion for me, for you, for us. Thank you, Melanie Ann Lair. An amazing coach. Please follow her. And yeah, I feel complete. So happy Lionsgate. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please like. And yeah, let me know in the comments. And if you're interested in the mastermind, I'll see you there.